Hey, it's Heather. Welcome to Entertain Me. There's a lot happening in the world of entertainment this weekend, but on Fridays, we like to focus on the box office. And there's a couple of big ones coming out, specifically Brad Pitt's new movie, F1. It is a wild ride, pun intended, that you definitely don't want to miss. And M3GAN, that creepy murderous doll, is back at the box office in M3GAN 2.0. I'm going to break it all down for you on the Gary and Shannon Show, and you guys can decide for yourself what you want to see this weekend at the box office. And I'd love to hear from you as well. So make sure you click like and subscribe on Entertain Me and share it with friends who love to be entertained. Also, feel free to reach out on social media. You can follow me on Instagram at the Heather Brooker and over on Twitter as well, or X rather, at Heather Brooker. And let me know what you're watching. I would love to hear from you all. And if you have any entertainment stories, reach out, let me know. All right, let's check in with Gary and Shannon. Shannon is on vacation this week, so we're going to talk to Gary about all things box office.
Well, it is Friday, and that's when we think about entertaining ourselves, isn't it?
Yes.
Heather Brooker has joined us to talk about the world of entertainment. Of course, the big deal this week is going to be, well, this week and probably for the next several weeks, at least until Superman comes out.
Superman
is going to be F1.
Absolutely. So this movie is a lot of fun. I feel like I learned three things, realized three things about myself. One, I do not know a lot about race car driving.
Sure.
And you don't need to know a lot about it to enjoy this movie. That was for sure. I didn't know that two people can race on a team in the F1. I thought it was just one guy.
Okay.
But they're on a team.
They can have friends.
Yeah, they have friends on their team.
Okay.
And also, I learned that I would be very claustrophobic if I was ever in one of those little teeny tiny race cars.
Yeah.
And also, number three, I learned that Brad Pitt can still get it. This man is very, very fine.
He's still got it.
He's still got it.
Were you concerned that it was going to slip away from him?
Maybe.
Have you seen those AI generated pictures of what he and Jennifer Aniston would have looked like had they not been Hollywood stars but still got married?
And still never.
They're delightful.
And they never separated. And
they make us feel normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this movie is just above and beyond, I think, what most people are going to expect to see from a typical race car driving movie. I'm not a big race car fan. This isn't a movie I would typically go see, but I'm so glad that I did. I even popped in here with you guys the other day and I was like, I cannot wait to talk about this movie. Yeah. The technical aspects of it alone, the incredible things that they did to make it so realistic from inside the car. You really feel immersed inside the car. And that's because Apple and Sony and the, directing and producing team really wanted it to feel that way. They used new technology, new cameras. And of course, I heard you talking the other day about how they've got all the resources of Apple behind them, and that sort of technology. I will say, the critics are going to criticize. Some people are coming out and saying the story isn't that, innovative or fresh or whatever. I think they're wrong. I think it's a great story. I think they've done some incredible groundbreaking with the filmmaking, side of it. But also Brad Pitt is really believable as this sort of like, underdog, got hurt in an accident early on in his career. And it kind of took him out of the spotlight for a while. And he's finding himself on the track and also ushering in a new generation of race car drivers. And
I didn't realize until this week, this was also Joseph Kosinski, the guy that did Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, and a lot of people are calling it Top Gun on the race car track.
Top Gun F1.
Yeah, Top Gun F1. And because it is so immersive, feels that way. It's really cool, too, because the two lead stars, Brad Pitt and Damson Idris, are both actually driving F1 cars. They're actually called their F2. They made some, F2 style cars, so that these two actors could physically be driving the cars. You know how in Maverick, in Top Gun, Tom Cruise was the only person flying who actually did like flying scenes.
Sure.
These two guys are actually driving the car, and a lot of the scenes were shot at F1 races. You'll notice they had to, everything looks so realistic. They've got the crowds there. They've got other racers. It looks like there's actually action happening because they filmed it during the F1 races. The director said that it was almost like a pit stop. They would run in, shoot their scenes really quick, and then get out of the way because the actual race was happening.
Yeah.
So you feel that energy.
That's good. They have to do that when it comes to certain sports movies. You have to do that because
can't
you have
just
to
CGI the F1 crowds and those tracks. People are going to know right away, hey, that's not what the F1 track looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
so it's definitely worth your time at the box office.
Were you a fan at all of Days of Thunder?
Yes.
I know. See, that was
Thank you for bringing that up.
I thought that was an underrated movie.
Me too.
I know people who did not like Days of Thunder with Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman.
That is when I first became like a fan of Nicole Kidman. That was her first big like introduction to, American audiences. I thought that movie was so good, so thoughtful, and really I thought they were great. That was for sure for me one of the best ones.
That I thought was innovative as well.
Yeah.
In its time, the way that they were showing racing, very, very close up shots to the cars and everything was different than anything you'd ever seen.
This one you can almost feel like I saw it in IMAX and it was shot for IMAX.
Show off.
I know, Richie Rich. I saw it in an IMAX theater because that's how it was shot. So I wanted to see, how it looks. It was really immersive. You could almost feel, those theaters that like move and shake and vibrate and stuff. Yeah. Some people enjoy that. I don't think I would. But
you take an edible and any movie theater turns into that movie theater.
It becomes really immersive. But it was definitely fun to see it in the way it was intended to be seen and shot. So go see it I think it's going to do really, really well. And ignore the critics. Like sometimes they need to find something to complain about.
Don't forget. You're just there to ignore reality for a couple hours.
Just go sit back, enjoy the shirtless scenes with Brad Pitt.
Okay, not all of that is what appeals to me, but it's not Oppenheimer. Like it's not.
No.
M3GAN 2.0 comes out. Guess what? The doll is still android demon thing, right?
She's still very murderous. But this time they're kind of framing it like she might be good.
Oh, you mean
she's murdering for good?
Like Terminator 2?
Right.
Okay. But a doll.
They're flipping the script a little bit. M3GAN is back and it's still android. She's still going to be out protecting Katie. That's her person, that she kind of developed that attachment to. I think what's going to be fun about this one is they are leaning into the camp of M3GAN a lot more. They're making it a little more tongue-in-cheek, a little more like I don't even want to say comedy. Camp is probably the best description of it.
But it runs the risk of technology has changed significantly since they made it, but it runs the risk of becoming Chucky.
Or yes.
Where Camp was why that series of movies was popular. So well. But
it definitely does toe that line of I know what you mean by Chucky. It definitely does, but it's still got a little bit darker, heavier, more horror type moments that I think people will still want to relate to in terms of like a horror movie and that sort of thing. But it's fun. It's okay.
And then the other one,
I liked the first one better.
James Bond. The next James Bond will be directed by Québécois Denis Villeneuve. Of course, he was responsible for the Dune movies that came out, were wildly popular.
So a lot of people are really excited about this choice of director because he had such a clear vision for the Dune movies and because those were so stylized and beautifully done. I think that we're going to see a slightly different type of Bond movie. It may lean a little darker. It may be a little more thematic in a lot of ways instead of just it kind of, I think, feel like at the end became a typical like spy thriller.
Well, they got away from the Ian Fleming version of James Bond, didn't they? I mean, and I think that's one of the pushes is that they want to get back to the actual source material a little bit better.
And I think they should. They drifted just a little bit too far, and I think they were kind of starting to lose fans. Like, do you think there is still a big fan base for James Bond movies? Are people really excited for another James Bond movie?
Well, there've been 50 Star Wars movies, and I mean, and it's not the exact same genre, obviously, but it is. Yeah. People like the familiar, and there's enough, offshoots to the storyline that there's probably plenty of appetite for it.
Who's your Bond? Who's your favorite Bond? Like
Daniel Craig, I think, is just because that's when I was aware of it and conscious of it. I thought Daniel Craig was great.
He was great. Who would you cast? Because now the big question is who is going to be the next Bond, and knowing that this director is involved. all kinds of names, of course, are being thrown out. And I saw one post that was like, "Oh, Timothy Chalamet."
No,
I
knew you were going to say that.
I was like, "Get out of here!
Get that name out of your mouth! Stop it!"
Chalamet Bond.
Chalamet free zone.
Shamalama ding dong. Bond. Also, 30th anniversary of Clueless, my Gen Xers. This weekend, it's going to be released in AMC. No?
It's a funny movie,
As
but
if?
I saw it once and I didn't care to see it again.
All right, well, maybe I'll go see it. Maybe
Paul Rudd was good. He was fun. Yeah, take your kid. That's good.
Yeah, this is a good movie to get with the kids in.
Thank you as always.
You're welcome.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, too. Thanks for listening to Entertain Me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share the show with friends. Things are always more fun with friends, right? And don't forget, you can listen anywhere, anytime on the iHeartRadio app.